Global mental health statistics have been declining for years, which is why this channel keeps expanding its content library. Thank you for being part of this journey. Who hasn't encountered a fictional genius that instantly captures attention? From the brilliant detective of Baker Street to the lazy genius from the Hidden Leaf Village, audiences love watching extraordinary minds. But here's what those same stories rarely show. These brilliant characters frequently struggle with happiness. They battle loneliness, overthinking, and a strange emptiness that success never fills. And strangely enough, this pattern isn't just fiction. Highly intelligent people in real life face similar struggles. What explains this contradiction? Why does the very gift that solves complex problems also create such deep unhappiness? Here are 6 psychological reasons why sharp minds find happiness so difficult to hold on to, and what research says you can do about each one. Reason 1. They overthink everything. Popular culture teaches us that happiness follows instinct. You feel good and let emotions carry you forward. But a highly analytical person simply cannot operate that way. They examine every detail, cross-reference every decision against known standards, run mental calculations before any simple choice. Is this approach useful for research projects? Absolutely. Does it help with long-term planning? Certainly. Does it lead to everyday happiness? Rarely. Here's the tragic irony. When a smart person spends hours analyzing a simple social interaction, they miss the joy of spontaneous connection. Their own mind becomes a prison. The same mental machinery that solves complex problems also creates problems that don't even exist. Research from neuroscience shows that highly intelligent individuals have a more active default mode network, the part of the brain that works even when you're resting. You're not choosing to overthink. Your brain is literally wired that way. What you can do? Practice cognitive defusion. When a stressful thought appears, say to yourself, I notice my brain is generating a worry. That doesn't mean the worry is real. This tiny gap between thought and belief is where peace begins. Their overthinking isn't weakness. It's the price of a brain that never rests. Reason 2. They cherish solitude too much. Society pushes a specific fantasy. The idea that happiness means being constantly surrounded by people. Parties, groups, social validation. But highly intelligent individuals often feel completely whole on their own. They don't need external approval to feel secure. However, this self-sufficiency comes with a hidden cost. Too much solitude leads to loneliness. And loneliness, according to longitudinal studies, erodes mental health faster than almost any other factor, even for the sharpest minds. Others misread this distance as arrogance or coldness. But the truth is much simpler. Smart people don't need small talk. They crave depth. And when depth isn't available, they withdraw. A 2023 study found that 67% of people with an IQ above 140 report frequent loneliness within their existing social circles. You're not imagining it. The loneliness gap is real. What you can do? Find one person you don't have to perform for. Not 10 people. 1. Research suggests a single authentic relationship provides more protective benefit than a dozen superficial ones. That very independence, beautiful as it is, becomes a shadow when it turns into isolation. Reason 3. They chase goals that never satisfy. This doesn't mean ambition is bad. Ambition has built civilizations. But here's the pattern. A driven person achieves one milestone, then immediately sets a higher one. The brain that solves problems never rests on victory. It searches for the next challenge, the next gap, the next insufficiency. Many intelligent individuals live their entire lives achieving and achieving, only to realize one day that achievement never promised happiness. They've seen enough successful, miserable people to know the pattern. Psychologists call this the hedonic treadmill. No matter what you achieve, your baseline happiness returns to its set point within months. The promotion, the house, the award, none of it delivers lasting joy. Intelligence makes you see this faster. That's both a curse and an opportunity. What you can do: shift from achievement goals to experience goals. Instead of asking, "What's my next win?" ask, "What's my next moment of genuine presence?" Happiness lives in the small, unmeasured seconds, not the trophy cases. Reason 4. Their standards run impossibly high means different things to different people. But most sharp-minded individuals maintain clear expectations for themselves, for others, for life itself. These standards may adjust slightly with experience, but they never crash downward. Most would rather navigate life alone than accept what feels like settling. The problem? Perfection does not exist, and chasing it guarantees disappointment. Research on perfectionism shows it has two dimensions. Adaptive perfectionism, high standards plus self-compassion, leads to success. Maladaptive perfectionism, high standards plus harsh self-criticism, leads to depression, anxiety, and burnout. Intelligent people often fall into the second category without realizing it. What you can do: replace "is this perfect?" with "is this good enough for now?" The 80% rule, done is better than perfect, will save your sanity more than any achievement ever will. Reason 5. They trust logic over emotion. Think of the most famously logical character in science fiction. That's the operating system many intelligent people default to. They won't follow a feeling until they can trace the evidence behind it. When happiness begins bubbling up, the analytical mind immediately asks, "Why do I feel this? Is this real? Will it last? Am I being manipulated by my own biochemistry?" They mentally scan for flaws, for traps, for hidden costs. Only after this entire process do they allow themselves to enjoy anything. Emotional intelligence research shows that suppressing feelings doesn't eliminate them. It delays and intensifies them. Your logical brain is trying to protect you, but it's protecting you from joy as much as from pain. What you can do? Practice the 5-second rule. When you feel a positive emotion, give yourself 5 seconds to just feel it before your brain analyzes it. No questions, no explanations, just sensation. This retrains your brain to tolerate joy without dissecting it. Logic serves science well, but it serves happiness poorly. Reason 6. They feel deeply exhausted by meaninglessness. This is the deepest shadow, the one no one talks about. When you already understand how much suffering exists in the world, when you see patterns of injustice and randomness everywhere, naive happiness disappears. You can't unsee what you've seen. Intelligent people aren't searching for simple pleasures. They're searching for meaning. And meaning is much, much harder to find. Some never encounter a sense of purpose that genuinely quiets their existential questions. In that case, they live with a quiet, persistent fatigue. Not sadness exactly. Something closer to grief. The grief of knowing too much. Existential psychologists call this the dark side of pattern seeking. Your brain evolved to find meaning because meaning helped survival. But when there is no meaning to find, in random tragedy, in unfair loss, in pointless suffering, your brain keeps searching anyway. That endless search is exhausting. What you can do? Learn to sit with uncertainty. Not every question needs an answer. Not every pattern has a purpose. Some things just are. The most intelligent people eventually realize that wisdom isn't about having all the answers. It's about being at peace with the questions. Happiness contains endless layers. Most of us absorb ideas from movies and build expectations around Hollywood formulas. Those who don't follow those scripts often struggle. Next time a brilliant mind seems distant, exhausted, or lost in thought, consider this. Their struggle isn't laziness. It isn't arrogance. It isn't weakness. It's the shadow side of a gift. The price of seeing the world more clearly than most. Here's the truth nobody tells you. Your intelligence is not a curse. But it's also not a free pass to happiness. It's a tool. Like fire, it can warm your home or burn it down. The difference is not intelligence. The difference is what you do with it. 3 things that actually work according to research. 1. Practice cognitive diffusion. Watch your thoughts without believing all of them. 2. Find one person you don't have to perform for. Protect that relationship like your life depends on it. 3. Do something daily with no intellectual value. Cook badly, dance badly. Watch a sunset without analyzing it. Let yourself be human, not just a brain. Which of these 6 shadows hit you the hardest? Comment below 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. And if this perspective expanded your thinking, go ahead and hit that like button for Psychology Insights. We don't do fake positivity here. We do real. Thanks for watching. Take care of that sharp, tired mind of yours. It deserves gentleness too. See you in the next one.